Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ. Well, the music's still jamming. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ.
I don't know. It stopped here.
Music's still jamming. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ.
I don't know. It stopped here.
We're having a false start. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ.
I don't know. It stopped here.
We're having a false start. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ. We're having a false start. Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ. Having a false start. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was an interesting beginning to our show this evening. Everything seemed to be caught up in a time warp. I spoke and I heard myself like 20 minutes later, echoing. Is that what they refer to as the Matrix? I have no idea. Okay, here's Sam.
All right. Are we good?
Is it safe for me? Yeah. No, sir.
All right. I don't know what happened. I had to do a kind of situation. So we apologize, guys. I don't know. Sometimes these things just
happen.
Okay.
Maybe 300 years from now, they'll go and do some research, and then they'll say, this thing that happened on Caribbean Chat or Caribbean Feedback or Caribbean whatever it was, they had some glitch, and there was a wire that had 2 elements, but it needed 5, and so
okay, I think
we're ready for the commercials.
No, let me introduce the show. I think it had to do with Chris.
So yeah,
Chris, I think you are the one. Neo, you are the one. You caught us in the Matrix there. We some sort of glitch happened when you went to the room, or maybe it had to do with Dr. Judith showing up on time this evening.
I was gonna say that.
So miracles do happen. Good evening once again, and welcome to another edition of Caribbean Feedback. My name is Curtis Henry. Sitting in with us this evening, we have 3 of our regular panelists. We do hope that Mr. Mark Chase can join us shortly. As we begin our roundtable, let us say good night to Lucy O'Brien. Thank you so much for joining us. Sherian, is it Sherian or Sherian?
Sherian Sylvester.
That's Sherry, C-H. Okay, I know C-H like Cherry, but anyway.
You see,
Sherian Sylvester, thank you so much for joining us. So this evening is what episode, Sam? Could you lead us off?
You all ready for the episode? All right, let me go.
I lost count.
10, 20, 30, 6.
Episode number 36. It seems like just yesterday we began. And once again, I always say this is what happens when you keep your eye on the prize. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, keeping your eye on that light at the end of the tunnel, putting on your blinders and going forward with whatever aspirations you may have in life. Before you know it, you may reach your destination, or you definitely won't be where you began. It is often said that you don't have to be great to begin, but you have to begin to get great. So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, on our 36th episode of Caribbean Feedback. Sitting in with us this evening, Miss Karin Forrester. Sam, could you run the commercials, please? A word from our panelists.
My name is Karin Forrester. I represent BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers beautifully made, African-inspired, lightweight, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind earrings in wonderful shapes, shades, sizes, and colors. Please don't be scared of the large sizes. They're extremely lightweight earrings. Bantu Creations can be found on IG and on Facebook as Bantu Creations. That's Bantu Creations with a K.
Check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Koya, I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas. How you doing? This is Tom Cup from Music by Tom Cups. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
That was nice.
All right. That was beautiful.
Nice.
That was sweet. That was
All
sweet.
right.
Progress.
We taking it up a notch, people. We taking it up a notch. Now, I made a suggestion for us to do these commercials. It is not that I have a problem with yours voice in any way, shape, or form, telling your story, but it's beautiful that we can take it up a little more technologically advanced by doing commercials for our said products. Sitting in with us this evening, for those of you all who are wondering, who is this strange gentleman? Mr. Chris French Sr. Sitting in with us this evening for our investment segment is Mr. Chris French, joining us all the way from the state of Texas. Mr. French has been a Forex trader since 2015 and has been teaching it since 2016. And he's here to explain to those of us who do not know exactly what Forex trading is, self-included. Chris, please introduce yourself to the panel and to our listening audience. Let us know exactly who you are and what it is you do.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Chris French Sr. I'm founder and CEO of Texas Takeover. What I do is I teach people how to trade currency. I've been doing this thing since January the 6th of 2016 as far as teaching it. I've been trading full time since August the 14th of 2015. Trading currency is basically, in a nutshell, I always tell people it's like this right here. Say, for example, if we all had $100 bill and we go to Canada and we got to exchange our money in because we can't spend our American money over there. And you go to the exchange rate deal and they might give you, $75 for that money, okay, because the exchange rate changed. Well, we might go over there for 35, 40 minutes, turn back around, come back, and say, no, what, we ain't buying them. We're coming back and we'll exchange that again. They might give us $200 for it. It all depends how the market rate change. So we don't physically have the money. We do it all digitally. All right. So what I do is I teach people how to buy and sell the money based on certain price levels.
Hold on. Did you say buying and selling money?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The good thing about it with currency, you can buy and sell. The stock market, it's a one-way street. When the market go up, everybody happy. When the market go down, everybody sad because they're losing money. But what the thing about the Forex industry is, when the market go up, you can make money, and when the market go down, you can make money. Once you recognize the things that certain things happen in the market, and you can tell that it's a possibility that it's about to go down, and so we can sell the market. And so that's why it's the biggest industry out there. It's way bigger than stocks. right now it's like $7 trillion a day that's exchanged on the markets. Okay,
$7 trillion a day.
7 trillion. Yeah, it used to be like, people used to say like 6 billion. I mean 6 trillion. But over the last year, 2 years or so, a lot of people have came on board with this whole Forex thing. When I first seen it on social media in 2014, I looked at it. I said it's a scam. Ain't nobody gonna pay you to say the market going up and down. And I waited like 6 months. People kept on talking to me about it, and I finally looked at it in March of 2015. And then April the 1st, 2015, I decided to dive in, 100% new to the business. And in August of 2015, I was able to quit my full-time job and trade full-time. So, and my journey in those 4 months was not as easy as it is now, because it back then was a lot of people that just said that they know how to teach, and they really didn't. The first guy who taught me, he really didn't know anything, so I had to bite, kick, and scratch on my own to figure out, what was really going on. And I ended up finding me another mentor that knew what he was talking about. And from there, I was able to quit my job, in 4 months.
So, but Chris, tell me, what was it, or what is it about Forex that is so alluring that made you gravitate towards it as opposed to investing in the stock market?
Well, the stock market is more long term. And see, I thought Forex, once I realized that it was real, I thought it was one of those things where it was long term too. So I really wasn't too excited about it. But once I found out that, hey, you can make money today and you can withdraw that money today or tomorrow or next week, that's it. I can make money. I can make my money. I ain't got to hold it for 60 to 70 days. I ain't got to hold it for a year. I ain't got to hold it for 6 months. So this is it. So that made me just every day when I got off work, I was on my computer. I mean, every day, and to the point where in my first 4 months, I made like 39,000.
Hold up.
Nothing guaranteed.
Stop. Wiki. Rewind. I heard you.
Yeah.
I heard you. I want to make sure that what I heard is correct. Did he say 40 months or he said 4 months?
4 months.
4 months.
He said 4 months.
Right. 4 months.
I think is it 4 or 14 months, right?
Yeah, 4.
You said your first 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
Okay, hold on. What month are we in right now?
3, 4.
Yeah, from August. From April to right at August, right?
Okay, so we in March. March almost finished.
Right.
So if I follow your footsteps and jump into this thing next month in April, May, June, July, August. What was that number you called again?
39,000, but disclaimer, no guarantees, but it's possible. I got students that make way more than that.
Do you believe?
Yeah, so
we're not holding you to $39,000.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it will be better off than we are right now, right?
Oh yeah. If you put the time in financially, you should be better off.
Okay. All right.
The people, one thing I have learned over the last 5 years, today is March 23rd, 2021. March 23rd of 2015, I didn't know anything about the industry. Okay. Nothing whatsoever. But once I realized that the industry was real, I'm telling you, every day I was on the charts and just trading, and, the thing is, one thing I've learned, I done taught today, as of today, I got 1,019 students I done taught worldwide. And one of the things I have came to realize is this: the people that actually put in the time, it works for them. But the people that they come in here and they'll be on the charts for 4 or 5 minutes a day, and they on social media all day, or they trying to run some other kind of business every day. Those are the people that don't learn as fast. You know, my youngest student is 9 years old, and
wait, hold up, a 9-year-old,
9-year-old student is 9-year-old,
and what's the ballpark grossing of that 9-year-old? You don't have to give us anything exact.
I don't think he actually is taking the trades yet, but as far as making money, I think his dad is doing the waiting to once he got to school for the summertime. But as far as knowing the rules to enter a trade, he signed up, and in less than 24 hours, he almost passed his week 1 test. Cause I give people a test every week when they first start. Week 1 and week 2, he had that test by 90% beat. Okay, 9 years old, you know, and now he come here and he aced the test like nothing. He know how to come in here and hit buy and sell. He know how to recognize the market before it potentially go up, and he know how to recognize the market before it potentially go down. 9 years old.
Chris, you used a couple of words there a second ago, right? What is the easiest strategy that a beginner like me, who knows absolutely nothing about charts and pips and candles, what strategy can I use to benefit from Forex? I'm in the dark. You just talk about charts. Some of us have no idea what a chart is. I've heard the word pips. I know about Gladys Knight and the pips. What is a pip? What are candles? I have no understanding of what these terms are. Explain this to me like I'm that 9-year-old.
Right.
Help me as a total novice to comprehend what this thing is all about.
Now, as far as strategy-wise, it's a lot of different strategy out there. Okay, a lot of different strategies. I have used several different strategies, but the strategy that everybody that know me, that's been in my program, know is a strategy called the Trend Rider Elite TRE. Okay, that strategy is what helped me quit my job in 4 months. That strategy is the strategy that helped, you know, this 9-year-old come in here and learn it real fast. That strategy has came in here and helped students quit their job, you know, make life financially better for them. You know, when people come to my program, the less you know, the better. If you don't know what a candle is, if you don't know what a pip is, that's great. Now, I couldn't have told you this 5 years ago, but now after I've taught so many people, the people that come here and they've been elsewhere, I know people that's been elsewhere that, you know, that I would think that they know something. They don't know what a candle is. They don't know what a pip is. They don't know what a chart is. You know, they don't know what none of that stuff is. And I teach a person from ground zero to withdrawal time. I'm there with you to hold your hand, you know, every step of the way. And, you know, when I first seen candles, you know, you got the red candles market going down, the green candle market going up. I was hearing the word pips and all that. Pips is what we get paid by. Okay, you know, it's something at the stock market's like points. We get paid by the pips. Okay, and say for example, you know, if you get in a trade and it go 10 pips. Now, the bigger your account is, the more you can wager, right, on each trade. But just say you trade $1 per pip, and you get in the trade. You say the market about to go down, and you say it's going down to a certain point, and that certain point is 10 pips. When it gets to that 10 pip point, it's going to automatically take you out the trade and pay you the $10. Now, some people are going to get paid $10 for that same 10 pip trade. People that trade $100 a pip, they just made $1,000. You know, people that trade 10 cents a pip, they just made what, $10? Or $1 rather.
So when you say the pip, right, like PIP,
right? PIP.
So Gladys Knight was onto something all along, and Gladys Knight was onto something like we didn't really know. Like,
hey, I got a student that called himself Gladys Knight and the Pips. That's his screen name, Gladys Knight and the Pips. Full time in the Army, full time, and he come in here and trade full time.
Okay, so is this something you pay to come into, or they log on? Well,
Okay, I'm glad you asked that.
yeah.
Now, okay, and this is what a lot of people have to understand. Okay, a lot of programs out there. Okay, a lot of people tell you they can teach you how to trade and all this and that good stuff. Okay, and some people can, but it's some programs out there will tell you pay me $100 and $100 a month, and I teach you how to trade. They give you one of those videos or two videos or a whole bunch of videos. Say, hey, here you go, do this, do that, do that. Okay, but my program is different. You know, my program. When I first started this program, it cost $25 to join. Okay, and I still have students with me that have been here since the $25 days. It was $25 to join, but the only thing I had was a few videos. Okay, over the last 5 years, you know, I didn't come in here to teach. I came in here to learn. And once I quit my job, people was bugging me about teaching them. Can you teach me? Can you teach? So I said, oh, yeah, I'll teach y'all. I didn't realize that it was going to grow like it did. I had no intentions of having Texas takeover. Okay, I lived in Arkansas at the time, you know, and like I said, I had no intentions of none of this. But since I opened in January 2016, I have an office here in Dallas. I have an office in Houston. I have an office in Atlanta. I have a contract drew up already for an office in Fort Lauderdale. I'm just waiting on the coronavirus to kind of calm down a little bit. But my program, guys.
I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, just like
yeah. I got a few students out there too. Right. But my program is $2,500 for a person to join. Okay, and they get the whole benefits of the program. Ain't no monthly fees and all that. Okay, and you know I tell people, some people that that's a lot of money. But if some programs charge you $100 to get in and $150 a month or $200 a month, you know, and the only thing you got is a video. Now, my price is what it is because of the longevity of the program. It's been here for 5 years. It's proven, you know, it's people that's, you know, I tell people all the time, they can Google me, they Google my program. What I do works. Also, with the $2,500, you know, you might say, hey, Chris, I want to fly into Dallas to do a week training. It ain't gonna cost you one nickel. Okay, my students have 7-day access to me, 24 hours a day. You know, they can text me 24 hours a day. They can call me anytime between 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night. Okay, but it's I tell people it's more of an investment. Some people come in here and look at it.
Don't apologize for the course. We have to start thinking on this level. And,
yeah. You have to start thinking. Yeah,
people who want to get that thing moving have to think on this level. Don't apologize for the cost.
Right, no doubt.
Invest in yourself. It's gonna cost something.
Right. Yes, sir. Because even myself, I got over $18,000 worth of investment. You know, some stuff was good, some stuff wasn't. You know, I see something out there that I might think is better, might help me become a better trader. Also, the money I pay my mentor every year, over $18,000. You know, worth of investment.
Yeah,
you know,
it costs to move up the ladder, man.
Yeah. No doubt. It definitely costs. You know, at this one office space here in Dallas is $3,000 a month. You know, and I tell people all the time, I have 199 active students right now. They really should be paying $100 a month each. That's over $20,000 a month that should be coming in. But you know, I make my own money trading. You know, and I enjoy teaching it. And that's the thing. You have to find you somebody that have a passion for teaching. Some people teach just because they know they can throw a few videos out there and make a few things sound good, and then turn around and charge you $100 a month, or tell you, okay, Karin, you can join my team. Go find you 3 of your friends to join, and you get something free, whatever. Multi-level marketing. My program is nothing near no multi-level marketing, none of that stuff. It's pure 100% teaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Okay, we speak about the kids. You said, yeah, you have some kids in there. A lot of this stuff sounds technical to me. Do I have to have a college education or any sort of higher education to do Forex trading?
Education wise, I tell you what. I quit school in the 8th grade.
At what age? At what age was that?
14.
14. Well, sir, shake your hand. We have something in common. No, I lied. Sorry, I didn't quit. I got expelled. That's another story. But yeah.
Well, I got expelled the year before, and I actually set out my 7th grade year, and then they paired me to the 8th grade, and I did the 8th grade, and I think it was like that December or so. Like, you know what? I know how to drive. You know, I had a job at the time. I know how to spell. I'm like, I'm done. You know, I knew I was gonna get a whooping for it, but I left. You know, and so the last time I sat in a classroom for public school was in 8th grade. You know, and I quit school in 8th grade. I got my GED eventually, but I definitely your education don't mean nothing. I tell people all the time in here, your education don't mean nothing. You know, when people call me and you know, I had somebody call me today, and first thing he was talking about his degrees and this and degree, and then I tell him that don't mean nothing. You know, I don't care what you specialize in. I don't care what you specialize in. It don't mean nothing. You know, and I mean, big ups to everybody that do have degrees and all that, but you don't need that for here. The only thing you got to do first of all is be willing to learn. If you're willing to learn, everything else gonna fall in place. If you take it serious, if you take advantage of the program, you definitely gonna be rewarded. You know, with monetarily. So I got people from all walks of life in here. Okay, now I got doctors, lawyers, police officers. Shoot.
Are these nice police officers, or they're?
I got two ex-parole officers in here that quit their job. You know, so yeah.
All right.
Could I bring some of the other panelists in on this conversation? Karin, do you have anything you want to ask? Unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, she's still on mute.
Unmute yourself, please. Your microphone is off.
I'm aware. I was just having another issue that I had to correct before I could get back to the screen. One of my questions was already answered, but I guess what I wanted to know most was what type of caution would you recommend to a new investor who's interested in getting involved with Forex trading? What key pointers would you give to that person, things to avoid?
I would highly recommend people to avoid teachers that are involved in multi-level marketing. Okay, multi-level marketing is great. Don't get me wrong. I've been there, done that, and I was doing multi-level marketing when I started learning this right here. And I wanted to show the company name, but when that company dropped me, I'm like, yeah, let me do this right here. But again, stay away from people that you know. Okay, I can teach you how to trade. You know, you come over here and and them whole people multi-level market everything, but Forex it just don't mix with it. That's the major people. That's the major thing that people get burnt on. I talk to people every day. I get phone calls every day, I get inboxes every day, and one of the things they tell me about, I was over here in this program and I've been paying $150 a month for the last year, and they don't even know how to set their charts up, and well, why didn't you get your chart set up yet? Well, the guy gonna charge me $75 to set my charts up, and that's most level marketing. That's the chart. That's the thing that's killed a lot of people aspiration when it comes to Forex because they thinking that, oh, I've been here a month, I've been here 2-3 months, I ain't made no money, I ain't understood nothing, And so yeah, that's the major. That's the major.
Thank you.
But are you aware, Chris, that some people refer to you as the best mentor in the business? I'm looking at some of the comments here in the chat. Mr. Jared Harris said, "Let's go, Chris, the best mentor in the business, Texas Takeover." Are you aware of the accolades that you get, sir?
Man, no, I hear it. I hear that almost every day. But I tell people, I just simply show people what I know. Okay, and everybody like Jared, I see a couple of guys here, Jared, Brian, and everybody that's ever been around me, they know I have a passion for what I do. Okay, and that's the difference, is me, that's my mom. Hey, mama. It's just me having a passion for what I do, and everybody know it's and one of the terms I always say is bigger than Forex, because not only am I'm a Forex teacher, I didn't realize that I had to be like some of these people, shoulder to crown. If people got issues, they don't run to family, they run to me, and I'm like, hey, I'm just a Forex mentor. But they come to me, so I have I deal with more than just teaching. Okay, I teach. Also, is like being a psychiatrist sometimes too. So, but yeah, I hear that all the time.
Okay, I keep seeing this TTO in the chat. What does that mean? It's bigger than what's TTO?
That's Texas Takeover.
Oh, Texas Takeover. It's sitting right here in front of me. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to understand in the chat because everyone over there seems to be in the know.
Yeah,
to join TTO, but okay, I was waiting to jump in to find out what is this TTO. Okay, Texas Takeover.
Yeah, all Texas Takeover. And I can say all this right here, it was a big accident. Okay, I just supposed to been teaching about 10 people. And it just went from there. It grew like wildfire. Like I say, it's been here. We celebrated 5 years, and in January, usually we have a big get together, but Corona stopped that. But I mean, it's and people know, a lot of people that's on here now, see they've been around me in person. I had students fly in from as far as the furthest students came is Australia. I had somebody come from Australia. People come from all over. Okay, people come from all over, and that's why a lot of people say best. I hate to say I'm the best, and because I'm still learning. Like tonight when I get off of here, I have a training with my mentor tonight. And I had homework, and so I'm trying to make sure I get all my homework good, and so I'm still learning. I'm only 5 years in. Okay, and April will be 6.
So how long? Wait, you're telling me that we've been in the dark for this long? How long has this foreign trading, this Forex trading been going on?
Well, see, Forex been around for years. I'm talking about decades. But once the internet got here, it made it a little bit more accessible. Because it used to be like people have to go to certain places, you had to be in certain areas, to trade. But once the internet came around, it made it a whole lot better. But once it hit Facebook, it grew like wildfire. And see, you'll get a lot of people that tell you that, I've been teaching, I've been trading for 12, 13, 14 years. And I say this thing, it hit in 2014. I was in the multi-level marketing company, and the owner ended up passing away. And when he passed away, the company went down, and it was a guy that we was following. He kept on talking about Forex. He said, y'all need to do Forex. And again, that was 2014. And I said, I'm done. It's multi-level marketing. I'm done with it. And I waited 6 months. I didn't have anybody to look up. Now somebody, when they call me, you can look me up. They could look at my company. You know, if you pay me some money, you can come in here and open my door and come here and sit down. Okay, it's people around me, like, you know, it's certain companies out there that charge 13, 14, 15,000. A lot of people always tell me that, hey, 2,500 ain't enough for what you do. And again, I ain't trying to bust nobody's head. I'm for the little guy. I'm for the little person. But now with this year 5, I'm turning it over to more looking for investors, because, you know, after a while, we're going to be buying real estate and different things like that, doing venture capitalists and all that. So a lot of the people that I'm surrounded by, those are the people that I'm bringing with me. Just like I came to do this Forex thing and people came with me, I'm taking the individual to the next level. And that's, again, real estate, again, you name it, we're going to be doing it. So TTO, they say, but after a while, people won't be saying, what's that? Because they're going to know what it is.
So before you leave us, Chris, there's something I want you to make clear for a lot of people. Clarify this. I think I understand. I hear people boasting about making $5 on an account. They made $5. What is it that I'm missing here? Or what is it that some people may miss? Why is somebody celebrating about what may seem to be just a small gain?
Because
what is it we're missing?
Well, the thing is, the same thing you did to make $5, it's gonna be the same thing you do to make $5,000, or $10,000, or $20,000. It's the same thing. Again, the more money you have in your account, the better. Okay, I always tell people about this right here. I had a student come in here. He kept on bugging me on Facebook and Instagram, and for some reason, this guy, I just wasn't answering him. You know, he kept on bugging. And so I finally answered the inbox, and he said he wanted to join. Okay. Well, the thing is, he's from Arkansas, and I don't like Arkansas that much, so I kept on dodging him. But I kept on dodging this guy. This guy came in here 100% new to the business. Okay. He did it week 1. He did it week 2. Okay. And when he went to week 3, he put $20 in his account. He has went from $20 to over 6 figures. Now everybody can't do that, but the time that he has committed to this, this is what he do. Like, this is, and he has a full-time job, and he never invested in anything else besides what he won. But for us, anything else, I always tell people one thing about my program. I don't care how good you get. I don't care how much money you got access to. My students are not allowed to put no more than $100 in their account. Okay, no more than $100 in their account, because that's all you need. Okay, I'd rather see you go from $100 to $10 than from $1,000 to $100. You know, because you can pass the test and everything look good, but when it's time to get on the market, this thing is 90% mental, 10% skill set. So you might know the rules, but you know, when it's time to actually start trading, you know, you're gonna get nervous, your palms gonna get sweaty, and all this and that. You know, so it ain't my palms been sweaty the whole time, but you know, once I seen my students pop up, it's just another thing. Now I'm good.
Well, Chris, Yvonne Emmanuel said it best. You are making the ancestors proud. I do believe, Mr. French, we can sit here for another hour and you can bless us with that wealth of information that you have. But unfortunately, that clock on the wall has way surpassed. I was so caught up. Remember, we're supposed to be on here for 15 minutes. It's already 35 minutes. Double the time. And I can listen to you talk for some more time. Okay, but before you leave, what I'd like for you to do, sir, give us some parting words of wisdom and tell the people where they can find you.
Okay, as far as locating us, we're on the web at texastakeover.info. That's Texas with 2 X's in it. Okay, text to takeover.info. We also have a number you can call the office at 972-373-4466, or you can call my cell phone 214-940-2886. Okay, those are ways that you can contact us. And for words of wisdom, I always say one thing: it don't take a lot to, when it comes to words of wisdom. Simply believe in yourself. That's if you don't believe in yourself, I don't care what you do, it ain't gonna work. It has nothing to do with religion or nothing else. If you don't believe in yourself, it's over with. So that word of wisdom is simply believe in yourself, no matter what you do, and especially in this Forex business, you better believe in yourself. I don't hope, wish, can't. We don't say that. You speak. You simply speak what you want to do and do it. Okay, believe in yourself. Speak it and believe in yourself, people.
No 4-letter words.
Amen.
No can't, no wishing, and no hoping.
No wish factor, no hope factor, none of that. We in our group we mark them words out. Somebody said we'll mark it out. We don't live on a hope system, because this is nothing. What I'm doing, it wasn't no wish, wasn't no hope. When I made my mind up to do it, and I'm doing it. And it's with anything in life. And I look back and say, no, not just Forex, but anything I decided to do, once I believed I could do it, it was it.
Thank you so much, Mr. French, for joining us this evening and
you
sharing
Thank you.
your words of wisdom.
Yeah, thank you
once again.
Thank you.
Hey, anytime y'all need me, just let me know.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
On show number 36.
It was
okay. You didn't give us the social media. Where can we find you on social media?
Chris French Senior, Chris French SR.
On?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. We're on the same thing.
That's Chris French Senior. Yeah, on Facebook and Instagram.
And Instagram, right? Chris French SR.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thank y'all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow.
As we move into the second segment of the show, Sam, could you run a couple of commercials so we can get things going with the second half?
Yes, sire.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Curtis Henry. Over the past few weeks, as we were putting the final pieces together to get the show on the road, some people ask, why do you need to showcase Caribbean people? Why Caribbean Chat? And I say, why not? Because we as Caribbean people have worked too hard, come too far, and suffered too long for us to continue taking a backseat. It's time for us to rise up, speak out, and show the world the value and the richness of our culture. So I'm providing a platform to showcase the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, and economics. We will explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. So we invite you to stay with us as we launch what is to become one of the greatest voices of Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people. On this platform, Caribbean people of excellence get to tell their story. Our aim is to ensure that your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. Welcome to Caribbean Chat. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are Caribbean Chat.
Thank you so much. Welcome back, Miss Judith Barnes. On the panel this evening, you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself earlier on, so please tell us, Miss Barnes, what it is you do. Your parents teach you not to talk with food in your mouth. Now you're going to stuff your mouth when it's time for you to talk. Go ahead.
I loved your commercial, sir. Very well done. Very insightful and very natural. Very, very chatty. Very nice.
Thank you.
I'm Judith Barnes. I'm a writer and a paraprofessional working with special needs children. I am an artist, doing paintings, various paintings. This is one of them that I didn't get a chance to get to I didn't get a chance to get it to Sam. I did it this evening when I came in, and this, I can say, I love this painting. It's very exciting. It's going from winter into springtime. And what else? I'm the mother of a son, one child, and I love the Lord, and He loves me too. And I am excited about what's happening in my life, what's going to happen next. And if there's a word that I like to share with everybody is that don't ever think because of age that you can't do new and exciting things. And so I enjoy being on Caribbean Chat because it's very
feedback.
I'm sorry, what did I do wrong now?
Caribbean feedback.
Caribbean feedback. I am so sorry.
Yeah,
you know what?
Chat,
I'm just a messy child. I'm so sorry. But anyway, you know what I'm so, and I'm getting better. I have to tell you, I've been struggling. I've been still struggling physically with this wonderful thing that I went through. But I'm getting better, and I'm excited about life because I'm laughing a lot more again and all that good stuff.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Well, good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good night, Mr. Derek D'Souza. Mr. Wondred, thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for joining us, Wondred. This evening, I you know, as you talk about fighting with this, the after effects of this corona demon, I've lost count as to how many people I know who have been afflicted with this thing. I've lost count as to how many people I know who have passed away from this thing. Up to last week, I went to a funeral for someone who unfortunately passed away from the effects of COVID-19. And in our assessment of lives, the lives we live, the choices we make in life, the stuff that we set out to accomplish, how we live our lives, how we communicate, how we get along with each other. Not just my assessment, but as a group, we decided to come up with tonight's topic. Because some family members will fly halfway across the world to go to somebody's funeral. But when that said individual was alive, they didn't even pick up the phone with any frequency to call and simply say hello and ask how they were doing. You know, it make me ask, is it that some of us suddenly come to realize the finality of this thing called death, that we now try to make amends? Or is it guilt that somehow make us show our face for the sake of the others who are quietly observing? Are we concerned about what other people will say about us? Why it is? I'm saying us, but I'm not included in this. Because I reach out and talk to people. I reach out and call people. But the world is observing who show up to say bye, who show up to give flowers to people who could no longer smell them. Give flowers to people while they're alive, while they can smell it. You go to funerals and you hear people, every funeral you go to, you hear people say, oh, he was such a loving man. And he was a great person. And, you know, stop. I have never been to a funeral where the drunkards, the liars, the thieves, the cheaters, the wife beaters, I don't know what happened, where these funerals are, where these people are. I don't know if they die or they're still, you know, still around. I don't know. But every funeral that I've ever been to, you always hear what a good person this individual was. I remember seeing a movie some years ago with James Earl Jones. He played a controversial pastor. I think it was by the name of Vernon John, yeah. I think, Vernon Johns.
Yeah. Yes.
This guy is considered to be the father of the civil rights movement. And in that movie, there was some gentleman that died, and the pastor came up there and he said, and I want to paraphrase, these are not the words, he said he was a rotten scoundrel. He often wished that somebody would step up to him. Somebody did. They shot him. He's dead. Good night.
I remember that scene right there.
That's the truth. How many of us are willing to tell the truth? And the question we are asking tonight, not asking, the statement that we are making tonight is don't lie over me.
Mm.
Do not lie over me. Panelists, tell us about the type of lives that you're living, what you would like to be echoed, and some of the foolishness that you just don't want. Does it even matter? Talk to us.
You know, before we jump deep inside there.
No, we deep already. We deep.
I know, but I'm just saying, we're going to be going very deep. We're going to be needing oxygen tank and all kind of thing just now. So, but anyway, some folks, and I'm guilty of that too, in some aspects may think that we have the luxury of time. And it has nothing to do with if you're not busy, you're busy, or if you don't take the time to call a friend and all of that. I think you know, most of us on this panel, we do the best we can. And we may have friends who may have moved away, and you know, even if you might reach out or you send a text or you say send an email or hello, you know, there's sort of like a little distance there, and it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that, you know, different stages in life, you're in different places, and you know, it gives you that illusion that you have time to catch up. We'll catch up. And some of us may do it, and some of us might check out before it's actually done. But I just wanted to throw that in the pot as well, so we don't go too hard on some folks. But some folks, we could definitely go hard.
My question is, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered for the quality of life that you've lived, or for the material wealth or gain that you've acquired?
You know, let me answer that off the top. As most of you all here may know, and for the listening audience, I'm a Toastmaster. I give speeches. Toastmasters is an organization that gives you that confidence in where public speaking and whatnot is concerned. And I've been with Toastmasters for a year, and I'm improving my speaking ability. The current speech that I'm working on, not in writing, but that I'm giving, that's one of the things that I speak about in that speech. I'm talking about money. And one of the things we have to realize is that something I said in that speech, I personally have never seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul truck with anybody's possessions. All that you work for, you left it right here, so.
That's right.
And all that you work for, I ask within that speech that you use it for the betterment of mankind. So this whole thing about 50 billion and somebody approaching $1 trillion, and at the end of the day, you can't take any of that with you. You're working for other people, and you will. That's not a bad thing. You leave it behind. So for me, especially at this stage of my life, it's all about legacy. It's all about my body of work that I've created, my gifts that I'm bringing to the world. I always say that whatever you come here with is God's gift to you. What you do with that gift is your gift to God. We all come into this plane with special talents and abilities, and it's not for you to keep it. It's not for you to hoard for yourself. It's not for you to sit in the bathroom and sing to yourself. Where's the fun in that? You have a voice, go out and sing. Sing and enrich other people with it.
Sing to yourself in the bathroom?
Yeah, people do that. People do it.
Okay.
And then when you ask them, say, but you can sing. They say, well, no, I just sing for me. No. You came here with a voice, share it with the world. It's not for you alone. Whatever talents you have, share it with the world. It's not for you alone. So in terms of remember, is that what you're saying, Karin? Remembered? Was that what you said?
How
To
do
be
you want to
remembered?
be remembered?
In a
How
sense,
do you want to be remembered?
Do I care? Really? No, yeah, I'm saying, do I really care what people say or what people think? I live that life. I care what people say about me when I'm here. I care what you say about me in my face. Yeah, I try to exemplify myself, to live a certain life, to be an example to people, to be an example to younger ones growing up. I live my life to be exemplary. So what you say about me, no, my work will speak for itself. You know, who do you know? I remember some time ago, I was at some event. This wasn't last year. It wasn't this year. This is pre-pandemic. I was at a particular event socializing with someone, and someone else walked up. I thought they were coming to say hello to me, but they came and the other person stepped in and, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. They started talking and they turned to that person and said, hey, I want to introduce you to Dr. Henry here. He's a filmmaker, blah, 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 blah. And the guy standing there looking, he said, no, that's the poet. And the guy's like, poet? No, he's a filmmaker, poet, filmmaker. Who do you know? Who do you know? I say like Shrek, I'm an onion. There are several layers to me. You know, and every time you turn around, there's another layer that's peeled off. So who do you know? Who am I to you?
Well, you know, I want to throw this in the pot too. You know, I believe that when it comes to that moment when you close your eyes and you go to you go to be funeralized and so on. They said the funeral is really for the living.
True.
And the living will think over, and it's really the moment for the person that's lying there to speak. But how do they speak? You know, they're dead. But they speak in terms of what legacy they left. That's how they speak. So if they were, upstanding, upright, and they, of course they wouldn't be perfect, but perfect to what perfect could be for a human. Were they loving? Were they kind? Would they look out for someone? Would they, would they feed you if you're hungry? Was it someone that was on the other side? They cursed, they were evil, they bad mind, what's the legacy that person left? That becomes the theme of the whole thing.
Granted.
As people ponder. So I think, what any person would want is that, God forbid, you have to be in the box, that the work, in terms of your interaction with humanity, what you've done with your gifts to help humanity or to take humanity to the next level, in whatever way, in feeding, caring, kindness, sending positive energy, and lifting each other up, in music, poetry, and in shaking hands, hugs, kisses, a clout, however you did it, that becomes the theme in that moment.
I just want to add something onto what you've already said, Sam, is that it is for the living, the ceremonial aspect of things. But my belief system is that if you really cared for me in life, you would honor my memory by honoring my wishes. And I find that at a lot of funerals, I haven't been to that many, but the ones that I've been to, I've heard people get on the pulpit and talk about the deceased, someone that I knew intimately, and I'm like, who are they talking about? Who are they talking about? Literally. And that's ridiculous. To me, that's self-serving. You know what I mean? And Curtis said it earlier, sometimes it may be guilt. They didn't do what they were supposed to do while the person was here. And now they're saying all types of really crazy things on in the church setting on a platform, and you're like, who are they talking about? I've seen it in my own family, you know, and it really made me sort of feel incensed, because if there's any other point in life, this is the person's last attempt. Attempt is maybe not the right word. This is the last opportunity to lay it all out there. I'm not saying make it a scathing report, because I don't believe in all that negativity, but be truthful.
Empress Judith said that she was having the same conversation today, along with the lines of, why do people always say sorry for your loss? Why is it considered a loss? Take, for instance, a woman who had an abusive husband. Everybody in the neighborhood know that he used to box her for tea, breakfast, and dinner from Monday to Sunday. And all of a sudden he dropped dead, and people look at her and say, sorry for your loss. What loss? What loss? And then you get out there and say, oh, he was a good man. A good man who beat his wife 8 days a week? No. If you have, my grandmother always teach me, if you have nothing good to say nothing. It's best you shut your mouth. Who you looking at, Judith?
Dr. Judith?
She all right, man. She all right.
You good?
Yeah, man.
You all right?
She all right.
Yeah, man.
No blouse and skirts tonight?
Blouse and skirts are not always necessary. If you use them without purpose, it serves no purpose.
So yeah, the people who just get out there and lie for the sake of what? You know, you have nothing to say, then shut up. Don't get out there and talk and fabricate lies about an individual whose name may not even be worthy of mentioning. If you get out there and lie over them and cry, what we used to call it, crocodile tears. Crying crocodile tears.
May I say something, sir?
Oh, certainly.
It's a conundrum that we're dealing with here. It's a very, very mixed package that we're talking about. Because while everything that you all are saying is true, it's correct, there is human beings are complicated people. We're complicated beings. So even while there is bad stuff, we do have some fondness for the people at some point. That brought us despair and even a few whippings here and there, and made life difficult for us. So it's not that easy to separate it. And I think my mom, for instance, I always spoke honestly about her. She was a difficult person. We had a difficult relationship. The day that we did the service, it was a Zoom service, and I recorded what I had to say. And I said, we had a difficult relationship. But through the grace of God, we learned how to get along, and we learned to love each other. But it wasn't all, oh, mommy dearest. There was a time when we didn't know what kind of cards to send for her, because you couldn't get the card that says, oh, she was always there. She wiped our tears when they were falling down our cheeks. And, she was not that person. And so what the Lord gave me at one point, he said, start sending her cards that suggest what she can become. And I'm going to tell you something. When I started sending those cards, my mother became somebody else. So there are a lot of different...
You should have made the cards if you had known, the talent that you had.
I did that too, because I used to make cards. Because I've done that too, Karin, because I used to make greeting cards.
Okay.
But the thing is that I am happy about, we had a 75th birthday celebration for her in Florida. I said the same thing. I said, this here is a tough lady. I said, but some of the best part of me is from her. And I've learned from her. And I've learned. So the thing is that you got to tell the truth about people. And that funeral thing, like you said, Karin, I'm like, who are they talking about? And this whole thing that everybody's going to heaven and everybody knows God, people need to stop lying. Because a lot of people talk about had no relationship with God. They didn't care to have one, it didn't matter to them. So, all of that stuff, it's horrible what we do to people who are, and I truly believe that we are guilty of just not regularly communicating with each other and just telling the truth.
If the person was not religious, why is it that people tend to they pretend? Don't pretend he or she was.
That's it. See, that's
you know what I mean?
That's offensive.
You have this huge ceremony, and you know for a fact this was not a religious person.
Yeah,
I'm not suggesting, some little, but you can honor the memory without creating all of this.
Of course.
If
I were to officiate a funeral, they'd probably say, "What a cold woman." No cold. It's the truth.
Truthful.
They didn't have a relationship, and they didn't think anything was wrong with it, and it's okay with them. Now, I am not responsible for their spiritual life unless I had a relation. Now, the other part of it is this: for me, the Bible says, "Iron sharpens iron." So, if I have a friend who's not a Christian, my behavior, not so much my words, but my behavior should be such that that friend would say, "Hey, what makes you the way you are? How come you are that way? Could you tell me so that I can come to know what you know?" That I'm responsible for. But I'm not responsible to hog tie anybody and pull them to the cross, because that's not the way it works. What are you laughing about, Sam? What is so funny?
No, the statement that Mr. DeFreitas made in the chat. He said, but he went to church every Christmas and Easter, so he's going to heaven, right?
Okay. Listen. A lot of people go to church Monday through Sunday, and it don't make no difference. They are who they are. They're what they are. But
Dr. Judith, I wasn't laughing at you. I took your point.
No. Listen, that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing for me to process. Laughing at me. What I just thought, I wanted to know what it was that was so entertaining. I wanted to join in with you.
I want to leave the room open, because sometimes a person may relate to a certain thing, on a religious thing. Doesn't mean that they're trying to make that situation religious, but they are, they have a certain connection with God, and that's how they rock. They just communicate that way. So even if they may be saying to you, "Good morning, how you doing?" They'll throw a little something in there with it. So sometimes you might have a person like that, and that's just their vibe. So off and on it might be awkward, but that's just how they get down.
But you know what, guys? I think one of the things that I find so amazing about, first of all, honesty is freeing. It frees you. Because once you're honest, you don't have to pretend later on. You don't have to remember what you said the last time, because what you said was the truth. So that frees me. I'm not like today somebody called me, this evening somebody called me, and they're going through some difficulties because of alcohol. And they're talking a lot of garbage to me on the phone. What I was expected to do was to sympathize, which I don't do well. I empathize better than I sympathize. And so I was expected to fall into this thing that this person was doing. And this part of it was real. They were having like a withdrawal from alcohol. And so they had a bit of hallucination going on. But they also had some deliberate intentions to mess with my head. And I know it because they've done it before. So they kept talking, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "You're talking foolishness. I got time for it." Because when you got issues and I can guide you, that's one thing. But when you're deliberately trying to mess with my head because you feeling messy, then we got a problem. But also is that I know that there's a problem in terms of mental health that's going on with this person and their choice of addiction or whatever. I know the story behind it, but I'm saying that to say this is that I could have let this person keep talking foolishness to me when I know they know the foolishness they're talking to me. Then when I call them on it, all of a sudden they put the phone down and start pretending they're talking to somebody else. Now, my thing is that I used to be so, oh God, I got to say something because I don't want this person to feel bad. I want to help them. I would keep saying, no, stay on the phone. Let me talk to you. No. Honesty is this. Hang up the phone. You're playing with me. So hang up the phone. Then I call back to speak to the person's mother later on, and put it this way: when people are playing games, it's best to call them out. Those people, when you go to the funeral, you can tell the truth about them. You don't have to be nasty, but just like in life, I tell the truth. In death, I'm going to tell the same truth. I'm going to tell them about the alcoholic problem, but I'm going to say this was a difficult relationship. And the other thing is that nobody's all bad, and certainly nobody's all good. So when you can find something good to say about somebody, whether they're living or they're dead. And that's something I wish people would pay attention to. Because a person drinks and they do this and do that, doesn't mean there's no redeeming quality in them. I mean, if we look at ourselves, are we all good? Do we do everything right? Do we say all the right things? No, Curtis, I'm sorry to disagree with you.
In reference to a drink, like you need a drink, you know?
In reference to anything.
Okay.
Are we the best? Are we our best?
Well, sometimes you need a drink, you know, sometimes you do need a drink. You know, like, you know, some water, you know, you need a drink. You know.
What? I missed that.
No, you were talking about not because the person drink that there's no redeeming qualities.
Right.
So sometimes you need a drink.
Because a drink is fine in moderation, as long as it doesn't impair you.
That's what I'm saying, in moderation.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
That's right. That's right.
Don't take one now, though.
What about, you know, we spoke this in terms of the religious thing. One of the other things I hear everybody talk about, the minute somebody dies, he's in a better place now. Or I know he's in heaven. Or auntie such and such is looking down on us.
Yeah.
Where did all of this foolishness come from?
It's just to make us feel better. It has nothing to do with, first of all, funerals are for the living, not the dead. People finish, listen, by the time they get into the church or wherever they finish with them. They go in there to show their outfits. They go in there they have professional criers. They go in there for so many different reasons why people go to funerals. Has nothing to do with that dead person. And they go there to relieve themselves of guilt and all this other stuff. So when it irritates me. Oh, you know that little jigaboo never have no kind of relationship with nothing above themselves. It was all about them. But he's in a better place. Where's a better place for him? You don't know. But that is for the person living. It makes them feel, because remember, you know, most of us talk from that point because we're not sure where we're going. So you got to reassure yourself. Well, he's in because I'm going to be in a better place one day too. You know, it's all selfishness. It's all selfishness.
Some people believe that our flesh, our bodies, you know, is more like an avatar thing. So let's say somebody was suffering from a certain illness. You know, maybe it was cancer or, you know, and they were really suffering. Right. And you know, when they pass on now, they're like, you know what, they're not suffering anymore. Right. So they may slip in, this person is in a better place.
Slip in.
Now, some believe there's, you know, life after this, you know, so who knows? Maybe we go back.
But that's my belief. But I don't try to force anybody to believe that. That's my belief. So
no, the whole point about the heaven thing, according to your most religious beliefs, will tell you that this. Not that I subscribe to any of this. Trevor is saying it right now. When they say that this person is in heaven now, whatever happened to the whole part about death and judgment and all of this other part. So this person didn't even go through the judgment part. He just skipped over all of that and he went take the escalator all the way upstairs. And he's now in heaven. He didn't even go into judgment. What is that about?
People don't want to acknowledge that. People don't want to acknowledge that. Because they have to acknowledge it about themselves if they acknowledge it about him or her.
Some folks believe when the Bible says the spirit goes back to God,
right,
that's what it means. But it really means that the life goes back to the source, or it goes back to God. God gave that life. So it's sort of like a way to humanize the idea of the life, the person that gave this body life, the person that was using this body has left. So you have the body by itself. The spirit has
so going back to what Karin said. If you know this person was not on that path in thing, don't stand up over them and preach that. I think it's a disservice to that individual. If you know, let's just call some names. If you know he was a Buddhist, right? Or if you know this person was a Muslim, don't stand up over him or talk about Jesus saves and this. Then that's a dishonor to that person and what they believed in or what they didn't believe in to preach whatever your doctrine is and saying that this is what is going to happen for this person. That's according to your belief system.
It's
and people still try to impose it even upon the dead and saying, well, this. So that's what we're talking about. You're lying over that person.
But the thing is that the person doesn't matter to the living anymore. So that's my fervent belief. The people that are living don't listen. People don't even keep in touch with you when you're alive. What the heck they care when you're dead? People stand up.
The beginning.
It's ceremonial. It makes them feel. Somebody there said, I don't know what part they refer to as bull. The reality, what people have to understand, you don't have to agree with people for them to be who they are or what they believe in. Everybody has the right to believe or disbelieve whatever is going on. But the other part of that is that if you know, like Karin said, that this person wasn't living the life of faith for whatever, whether they're the real Buddhists or the real whatever, they weren't living wise hand there and say, well, he's in a better place. What I can understand, like Sam said, well, they're not suffering anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that is real because some people suffer physically terribly for long periods of time. So death is a relief. But there are people who believe what I believe, and I stand by it. But I also know, for instance, my mom did not practice her Christian belief. She went to church for most of her life. And that's the other thing. A lot of people who go to funerals and the biggest mourners, they just go to church. And they've been doing since they're children. They don't necessarily I don't think a lot of people go to church believe in God. But they're looking for something to hold on to, just in case. But I saw the difference in my mom. I saw my mom accept Christ. I saw the change in her. I saw her become a far better human being. So I believe that she is in heaven because that's what I believe. That's the life, that's the faith that I have. That's the relationship that I have. But I would, even with that, I didn't, at my mom's funeral, I didn't say, well, she was the bastion of faith and I don't talk that way. And I don't want nobody to talk about me that way either. Because when I leave this earth, what I want to know is that I have made an impression on some person, even one, that it will change the way they look at life and how to live it.
So I'm gonna go with the theory of selfishness. I remember there was and it was I'm gonna really give a quick synopsis of the story. So there was this gentleman who was treating this elderly person well because this elderly person was close to the door of leaving in terms of transitioning, and they had property. You see, the elderly person had property. So the person passed on, family came, funeral happened, and then after the funeral, all the wreaths and everything, they left the grave. Now he went with a shovel and posed by the grave and took a picture, like if he was the one, so he could show this to the family that was living abroad now, that, hey, your relative died. I took care of the expenses and everything. And, now the person eventually got the property. But interestingly enough, that was the motive. It was a selfish motive why they had a relationship with this person.
Right.
It wasn't really about, okay, I'm here to care for you and help. Who knows? Maybe they did extra stuff to make sure the person pass out.
Hey,
So
you never know. They help them along a little bit.
They could get the property. You understand? So sometimes you really don't know the motive behind these things. You know, but what I'm telling you is a true story. This is like real. This is real as it could be. And you know, some people mightn't do it that, you know, it might be that
obvious.
That obvious, but they'll come to the church,
and then again some of them do. And then again, some of them do. I can talk personal situation right here about that, but I'm not going to get into that right now.
Yeah,
some of them do. Selfish reasons. Straight up selfishness. Straight up.
Like we said last week, when
I remember some years ago.
Somebody was saying something?
Go ahead.
I was just saying when we were talking about the topic last week is that I tell people, I said, if I had the ability to box you when you're doing all that foolishness, I would do it. Because when I'm alive, if you're not checking on me, if you don't make, you know, say, hey, Judith, how you doing? Whether it's once a week, once a month, whatever. And then you're going to tell me all this, you're going to talk in front of all these people who probably didn't know me and say all this foolishness. If I had the ability, I've told my family, I said, I'll give them a box, you talking the foolishness about me. Tell me now. Give me, if you're going to give me flowers, give it to me now. Because I want
them.
Huh?
I said, well, you can smell them.
Right, you know, but I think even part of that is again selfishness. People don't want to acknowledge nothing that makes them uncomfortable. So they think, like you said earlier, Sam, people think they have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
All the time. People in their 70s and 60s acting the fool, and then you die. Oh, you know, I miss her already. You never missed me from the beginning. Trippy.
And the other part, people say, when somebody died, they say, oh my goodness, why her? Well, hold on. Who else?
Why not
you want to switch places? What do you mean, why them? I don't understand that at all. But several years ago, when my mom passed away, 1990 to be exact, someone she had known for all her, you know, life going back to childhood came to offer their condolences and whatnot, and she's sitting there, and then she called me over and she said, you know, I was thinking I'd like to get that vase over there. I said, what vase? She said, that brass one over there. I just need something to remember her by. I said, how long you know her? As far as I know, the story, you all go back to childhood, right? She said, yeah, we know each other long. I said, you need a vase to remember her?
Right.
I said, how about a photograph? How about a photograph? You don't have any photos of you and her that you can look at?
Oh, that box.
And the way she looked up at me, and you know, afterwards I turned around and I said, you know what? I walked over in front of her and I emptied the flowers out of it. I said, take it. That show me who you are. Is this what it takes for you to remember a childhood friend? Is this what it takes? Go ahead, have it.
Some people are more tangible.
That woman did not speak to me again for the rest of her life. She went to her house she took the vase. I went to her house several years after, and she was very cold, and I didn't even understand why until someone closer to her explained to me, she don't really like you, you know. Every time I talk about her, every time I talk about you, she always like give me this kind of look like she's not too particular for you. So I'm just letting you know she don't like you.
You tell the truth about her.
I was like, okay, you know, there's no skin off of my back. And I didn't see her again for the rest of her life. And what happened to the vase, I have no idea. But
another person went to her funeral and saw it and said, could I have that please to remember her by?
You know what might happen?
You
know what might happen? You might see the vase somewhere in life, like this vase.
They pass it around.
Me don't want it back. I'm good.
once in Florida when I was living there I've been there a while, and I lived in the cul-de-sac. Curtis, you came there I think a couple times.
In Miramar, yeah.
Yeah. And there was like a group of us that we got together impromptu. Usually I'm saying, let's get together, let's do something. And it was September one year. I said, guys, why don't we have Christmas in September? And then look at me, they said, Judith, you know you're crazy. But you want to know something? Everybody came and brought what they would bring at Christmas. And people talk my special plates. Every plate I use is special. Every one of them I use. I don't mind people taking because I can't take them with me. And I wouldn't want to take things with me. I use everything in my house. And my attitude is this. I don't mind you having it, but I got to use it at least once. And what I think we are so afraid of the finality. That's what we're afraid of. So we stretch things out. And the special plate. When is the special day going to come to use the special plate? Every day is special. So that's how but you see, that's what is key. I believe in living what I'm saying. So when I said that to you, if I buy a dish, I bought some dishes recently, some little containers, and they're very pretty. As soon as I bring them, I wash them suckers out and started using them. They ain't put it nowhere. They're not going in no cabinet. They're not going in nowhere. I use them. And that's how we are. We don't use our relationships in a healthy way. We have people just sitting around us. I love them, you know. You tell them? No, them no, man. Them no. So you wait for a public forum to go up and tell everybody how you love the person that's dead that you never told that you love. Yeah. They know me. They know I'll box them if they say the foolishness. I already have my funeral written out in my will, and it's all settled. I want to be buried in a pine box. Don't waste the money on no coffin. It's a waste of money. Have a party. Play my song like greetings I bring from Jah to all ragamuffins. Play my music, dance, have a good time, and use the money to do something sensible. All this foolishness. I believe in God and I believe in heaven. I don't need where I'm going. I don't need none of that stuff. But then again, I'm not normal, so.
Greetings.
All ragamuffins.
Mr. the Freighter said to burn him, no funeral.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, people share that same sentiment.
Listen to what somebody said to me the other day. I've been thinking about what you call that thing now, burning thing?
Cremation.
Cremation. I've been thinking about cremation, but I just think it's gonna hurt. I said, get out of here. I said, you realize what you just said? Oh. I said, if it hurt, they shouldn't be burning you. Oh, God.
But going back to what you said there, a lot of people, they waste a lot of money that could be better used. They waste a lot of money on funerals. They waste a lot of money on weddings.
Oh, Lord.
As far as weddings are concerned, sometimes you have to ask yourself, do you want a house or you want a party? Because that's what most weddings are, is a party.
They have big weddings and small marriages.
Yes. Big wedding, you spend $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 and then go back to your apartment to live. That's a sad situation. Go back to your one-bedroom apartment in the ghetto with rats and roaches, and you just blow $80,000 on a party. That makes no sense.
Oh, live it up, man. Live it up.
When some people die, they say, well, the insurance money paid for it. No, that's not what the insurance money was for. That insurance money's, people talk about money burning a hole in their pocket. When they have money, like they just have to spend it. Oh, it is burning a hole in my pocket. They get this insurance money from families, and then what they do with it? They have this big, elaborate funeral. Thousands of dollars, and you buy a box and put it in the ground, and then you say, but the box doesn't rotten. Why? No, let that body return to the ground. Let it return to the earth. Let the maggots, the whatever, eat it and return. Let it just rotten away. But
I am good fertilizer.
Spend all of this money on a funeral. I remember my grandmother, Derek, and then they get divorced and they still have debt. for the $80,000 wedding, right? I remember a story my grandmother always told about her eldest son dying in 1961. That's before I was born. And she urged everyone not to buy this expensive coffin to put him in, but no one listened. They bought an expensive coffin. They put it in the ground. And I've witnessed this also in Trinidad. What the funeral home would do, once the coffin go down, they take a mattress. They take a mattress and put it on top of the coffin before they throw the dirt. Why?
Because they go take it out and use it again.
Exactly. My grandmother said the following morning, she went back to the cemetery and all of the wreaths that they placed on top of the grave were all turned up. They were all turned up in the dirt, and the level that they left it the night before, it was now level to the ground. Where did that rest of dirt go? Did someone come and steal dirt overnight? No. As she said, they came back that night, took that coffin, emptied the body out, and that coffin was sold to another family.
Again, yeah.
That's a well-known fact. It's a well-known fact. See, that's why I ain't gonna give no more. No. I'm not giving them my stuff. Let them go away. Rude.
Sherelle said she's still waiting for her white wedding. Well, first of all, Sherelle, that brother of mine ain't giving you nothing, so hang it up. Hang it up. That brother of mine ain't spending no kind of money like that on no big wedding. All you done married already for what? Going on 40 years. So if you're looking to renew your vows, not with him.
Cheryl, we need to know what Cheryl mean by a white.
Yes, I'm curious too.
Could you elaborate, Cheryl, about your white wedding, please? What is going to be white?
Is it the white man you're going to marry or a white dress you're going to wear?
The white dress with the white flowers and all of that.
Oh,
you ain't getting it. I could answer on his behalf. It's
so wait. So, but she didn't get the white dress before?
I don't know.
It was beige or cream or
I don't know. I wasn't there. I was away. I was away when that happened.
They went to the Justice of the Peace and stand up in a.
I don't know. Look, Cheryl right there.
Sam. Why are you setting up trouble for Sam? You're the politically correct.
I try to understand this white wedding thing. I thought she done that situation already.
I thought it was a white guy.
Oh, so
she had a court wedding.
You went to City Hall.
No, she went to court.
Lord. There are charges against her.
Oh God, Trevor!
What did you say?
Trevor says she had to be a virgin to wear white.
Long mercy. Can't work on that.
So
there's a surgery. There's a surgery ladies can do now.
Yes.
And kind of put things back together. Good night, Sharon Hollingsworth. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, man.
Yes, my boy say you have to be a virgin to wear white. I don't know. So wait. So once again, we're going back. If that's supposed to be some kind of law, which I don't know.
It's not a law. It's not a law.
Then a lot of us living in a world of hypocrisy. Once
That's
again.
not a law. That's not a law.
I don't know. I'm saying if we living in hypocrisy once again, we living in hypocrisy, we dying in hypocrisy, we burying people in hypocrisy.
So we choose to do it. We choose
it's a whole set of chain events going on. Another story. Yeah, hold on. Another story with the funeral thing in Trinidad.
Okay.
They buried this guy with an expensive gold watch.
Yeah.
And of course, he's posing there with a watch.
Yeah.
And they wanted to show that was his watch, he going with it. Yeah. And they buried him.
Of course.
And what do you think happened? The nighttime, this guy went and he dig up the coffin and he take off the watch.
Someone should have boxed him down. Right.
Hold on, he take it off. And he slammed down the coffin. Now he hears somebody coming. He slammed the coffin shut and tried to run out the hole. All of a sudden, he feels something grab his jacket. So he's oh God! All I want to know was the time. All I want to know was the time. Please, all I
They
With
go
all
far
the
for the
people
time.
crying and they come now and they seeing this man balling in the hole. They say, wait, the dead man wake up. So now they begging it. They say, yo, what you doing? He say, I just want to know the time. I come for the watch. When he look up, the coffin where he slam, hold on the edge of he close. He can't get the. He thought the dead man grab him.
Good.
So he ball until the people in the neighborhood hear and come out. This is stuff I hear from my small. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Tell for himself. Tell on himself.
Yeah, man. This is things I hear. But anyway, people, we going off with. It's good to have a few laughs with such a somber topic. It's nice to have a few laughs in between because laughter, it's good for the health. It's good for your health. It's good. It's just good for you overall to laugh and smile at things. So before we wrap it up and say good night, once again, don't lie over me.
Yes, please.
People talk. Judith mentioned something a minute ago about people in the 60s and 70s living and doing foolishness. A lot of people in the 60s, 50s and 60s talking about their middle age. And I asked the question, middle of what?
Yeah.
How many centurions do you know? How many people do you know live to be 120? So if you're 60, you ain't middle age. You're in middle age. You're knocking on old age door. So stop wasting time. I say you're knocking. I ain't say you're there.
No personal
You're knocking.
aspersions, okay?
You're knocking on old age door. So the point I'm making with all of this, just live good. Karin, give us your closing remarks on this.
It's a bit repetitive of certain things that you and Dr. Judith already covered, but I just wanted to share one of the worst feelings I had was at my mom's funeral, which I held in Jamaica. People making false statements about how close they were to mommy. I knew she hadn't seen or had any contact with any of those people for a decade or more, sometimes several decades. It's for the fact that very few people checked on her while she was declining medically, which was over several years. And I don't harbor any bad feelings. I just don't understand why they felt they needed to get up and talk about, rather than talking about the relationship they had. They don't lie. Don't lie. I do feel it is self-serving. At a time when you should be honoring the memory of the person who died, you're telling a blatant lie. Please, I beg, don't lie over me. I'm done.
Yeah, I like that.
Judith.
Well, they can lie over me. I go and box them anyway, so it don't matter. I just, I don't care. I believe I'm gonna die the way I've lived. Somebody said something to me the other day about how honest I am. Yes, sir. I said I was honest as a child. It's not something I discovered recently. It's not, honesty is not something well taken. People don't swallow it well. And people really want to feel good about everything they say and do. Even talking about somebody else, they want to make it sound like they knew them well. And they had this great relationship. I ain't telling nobody no lie. I barely knew her, but I knew her daughter, and I came here out of respect for her daughter. That's how I am. I don't have the time for the foolishness. And I think, but then again, that's how I live. Like I said, the way I live is the way I talk. And I think, in all seriousness, I live a way that people, after a while, they might lie around other people, but when they're around me, they stop the lie because they know I can't take it. So after a while, I see people actually trying to amend, like they might lie about somebody dying or something, and they look at me like, and they look at you and it's like, don't lie in front of me. And they actually will kind of, let me not say that because Judith, that's fine. Iron sharp iron. Don't lie. So about me in particular, talk any foolishness you want. The life that I live, and like you said, Curtis, earlier, I want to leave behind, if nothing else, somebody who looked at life differently. because they watched how I looked at life. That's it.
Mr. Archer.
Man. Well, I would like people to keep it real. However you feel, whatever you see, however you want to drop it, knock yourself out. Knock yourself
out.
That's right. That's right. I want to thank Sharon for logging on tonight. Sharon, I hope all is well. I know her, they has a situation there, so I'm hoping that all is well there. And the chat room was really buzzing tonight. That was great. It was really lovely. And this was a really good. This was a good topic. Not to lie over me at all. Lying is not a good thing. It's bad. And that's why we all got our skin spanked very hard when you tell a lie. You all got spanked when you lie. Anybody here?
Practices star.
Some loud licks with the belt and thing, beat off the starch off the shirt. For lying.
We cover that in corporal punishment. Yeah. I get beat with a whole tree already. So
some people, yes. But some people need a little something, just to tighten up, tighten up the situation, So yeah. So that's really my vibes for the conversation. So off to you. Off to you. And
what I want to say in this thing called life, a happiness that is sought for oneself alone could never be found. Some people run through life, live in this kind of selfish way and thinking that it's all about them. Remember, you could make all the money in the world and travel to every beach, every country, every island, go to Dubai and do all of these things. But if you do it by yourself, where's the fun in that? Even if you go there and you take a bunch of beautiful pictures, when you come home, you still need somebody to show them to. You still need somebody to share the stories with about what you experience over there. So this happiness, you can't seek it for yourself. It has to be inclusive. Remember that all you accumulate in this life should be used for the betterment of mankind. And unless you intend to spend every penny of your earnings up to the minute you die to leave nothing behind, whatever you have will be left for someone else to enjoy. Don't care if you give it away. If you don't give it away, they're going to give it to somebody. They're going to donate it to some place.
That's what's up.
Everything that you have will be left for someone else to enjoy. The very same way you take for granted the things that you enjoy today. Because almost everything that you use or benefit from today was made by someone else. For someone else. So stop living this selfish life.
Amen.
Stop living a selfish life. If you really want people not to lie over you, to tell the truth and to speak something good, remember everything you do, you should do it for the betterment of somebody else. Whatever you invent is to make something better. The very same way somebody did something for you. The shoemaker who made the shoe, he didn't make the shoes for him. He made it for somebody else. So stuff that you do it for somebody else. And that's how you get rewarded in life.
I agree.
On our platform here, the information that we're giving, the conversations that we're having, the people that we bring to the show, we're not doing it for us. We're doing it for the people who can tune in and listen and learn from the information that we impart.
Right. That's right.
I could have gotten on the phone and talked to our guest this evening by myself.
Amen.
I got all of that information and keep it to myself. But what happened if somebody didn't share him with me? Right? Mr. Trevor DeFreitas, he's the one that turned me on to that gentleman this evening.
The fellow who want to get one up?
No. Yeah, Mr. DeFreitas.
You need to be, okay. You want to be cremated.
So, you see, the very same way. He wasn't selfish. He had some information and he shared it. It wasn't all about him. And I got that information and I decided to share it with you all. Each one teach one, each one reach one. Stop living the selfish life. Whatever you have, pass it on. It's not about you and you alone. Because you didn't go through this life alone. You didn't go through this life doing for yourself, by yourself. Because when you came into this life, it's somebody that made you, somebody that bathed you, somebody that fed you, somebody that clothed you. The clothes that were made by somebody else for you. Stop hoarding money and live in this kind of selfishness. Learn to share, learn to give. Become a better person by sharing your wealth, by sharing your knowledge, by sharing your talent with what you have. Because to bring it here, to come with it here and leave with it, that's selfishness.
Amen.
You are a thief. To come here with a gift and not share it with the world. Live full, like my mentor Les Bong always said. Live full and die empty. Thank you all for joining us. Peace and blessings.
Bless.